What'd she say?
Okay, hang on a second. Oh, lovely. Okay, we've done this in previous years.
What?
Where what we've had to do is we've had to pick the winners for tomorrow, which means today, Sundays. Winners in the National Football League of the United States of America.
Ooh, sports ball!
Sports ball. Handegg, as it's known everywhere else in the world. And so we are going to pick winners based on whatever criteria you think makes sense. So obviously we're all here. So first up is Jaguars v. Ravens. Who wins in that bout?
Ooh. So is Jack going to give us some criteria?
No, this is it.
Oh, that's it. Just two names.
Does Andy need to pick, or is it the room?
It would be lovely if Andy has picks as well. So based on Jaguars v.
I think Ravens are toast against
Well,
Jaguars.
this seems like cat versus bird, right?
I feel like Ravens could just stay up really high, though.
But that's not winning. The second they come down, boom, dead.
How many Ravens versus how many Jaguars?
The joy of
it's usually equal numbers.
It feels like numbers.
It's the attrition game, is what I'm getting
Because
at.
they usually have
a
number of them on one side, and they have one less on the other side, and then they face off. But then when they trade sides, then it's like when one's on advantage, then they have like one more or one less.
Right.
So it's complicated. But yeah, Jaguars v. Ravens. Who do you think, Andy?
I'm going to say Ravens, and I'll tell you why. Because they're corvids, and they're highly intelligent. And if you have the brain power of many corvids, these gifts are amazing, then I think again, like Alex says, it's going to be a war of attrition, and they're going to somehow blind the Jaguars and pick out their eyes before the Jaguars can kill all of them. And then the birds peck them to death.
You know how we should do this?
What?
The room should make a case, and you should make the final call.
That makes sense.
I like that.
So, okay.
Well, then I'm totally
Judge Andy.
Ravens it is. Okay.
All right, Ravens.
Also playing tomorrow, there's lots, so we're gonna we'll go through whatever. The Browns versus the Steelers.
Well, that's like rust versus real metal, right?
I think that's mud. Mud always wins.
Mud isn't.
Mud is.
You can't get anything brown off of anything that doesn't want to have brown on it.
I have an entire folder in my reference documents that's just called LAV stuck. LAV is stuck, and it's just tanks stuck in mud.
I'm gonna go get you
Hundreds
guys
of
here and
images.
say Steelers because Browns it's not an actual object. They're just a color.
Like a concept.
They're a concept. There's gonna be nobody on the other end of the field. It's just
the field's just brown.
So you can't kill an idea.
Ooh.
But you can score on it.
And Steelers, I mean, when it comes down to it, all they're doing is just robbing people.
Yeah.
They're bad men.
Yeah, they're bad men, and I don't think they deserve to win.
But we've been trying to get rid of robbers for like hundreds of thousands of years, and we just can't do it. They keep coming back.
Just cover them in brown, though.
Well, we haven't tried that.
Do we have a site volunteer to check the door? Because it just rang.
Oh, well,
I'm sure.
we absolutely do. All right. So, Andy, you've heard the case. What do you think?
Somebody come keep me company.
I enjoy the Lovecraftian horror that is brown personified as a color that cannot be killed. But I'm going to say that steelworkers are pretty damn tough. That steelworkers who also steal things are going to be...
That's why they're called steelworkers.
How much overlap is there in those two professions?
I don't know.
One letter.
I sort of think that steelworkers are honest because there's probably some good money in
it's an honest
steelworking.
day's work.
No,
Yeah.
And anyone who works for a union is honest. Right, so Panthers versus I work for a union. Panthers versus Titans.
No contest. Titans win.
Yeah, but mythical.
Yeah.
They're both gods.
The color brown is
Titans
playing in
are
a game. I think the actual Titans are fair game.
Actual Titans. So if they're obviously they have to be real Titans on a field.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna go straight with like underfoot crush.
Dead.
Yeah.
Over.
Andy, what do you think?
I agree. I think it's hands
Also,
down for the Titans.
Their kickoff is just nudge.
Yeah, and the thing. All right. So Titans it is. Bears versus Rams.
Ooh.
See, now it gets tricky.
I don't know.
To call it a draw. No one cares.
Well, if they both live in the mountains.
Yep.
So
Rams on a mountain. Bears doing their own thing. Nobody's interacting with each other.
So it's gonna.
But it has to be a contest.
Would Bears know better than to fight Rams and vice versa? Because they live like in coexistence. I've never seen a bear eat a ram.
Yeah.
Never seen a ram eat a bear.
That's also true.
Have you ever seen a ram and a bear in the same place at the same time?
Like making love to each
Do
other?
you think that they're the same person in a different mask?
There's one team.
The Bears just put horns on and act as Rams.
Yeah, all right.
Pretend to be. Okay, Andy?
Yeah, I think that now in this sort of I know I'm the final word, but do I just have to not put in my own opinion?
You can put in your own opinion. Yeah.
You've got veto power. You can just override us entirely.
I think this is very close, but I think what will happen is you'll get the Bears have their intimidation response. So they go out on their hind legs and go, and then exactly. And the Rams have their defense technique, and they just ram their stomach as hard as they can, and the Bears die out from internal bleeding. So I'm going to say by an inch though, because some of those Rams are going to get mauled, but I think they're going to win in the end.
Neat. All right.
Interesting point.
Oh, okay.
Rams are 0-1, Bears are 2-2.
You're gonna love this. Cowboys versus Buccaneers.
Oh, wow. That's a toss-up.
Pirate Cowboy.
That is a toss-up.
I know, right?
Or sometimes called the Cowboys of the Sea.
Like, I don't know. It could just come down to like flintlocks versus revolvers.
I think the horses might drown.
Hang on, I'll just spend 45 minutes reloading here. And,
right.
Oh wait, you have 6 shots?
Bang!
Oh, darn.
I'm gonna argue evolution. We don't have cowboys anymore. We still have pirates.
Cowboys. All right, with Cowboys. Let's go rodeos.
Calgary in Montana.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call an end to that. Andy, give us your opinion and your decision.
This is also a close call because Alex makes an excellent argument with the whole 6 shooters versus the flintlocks, but I think that they would probably take the guns away. I think football is more of a melee combat sort of thing.
It's a gentleman's game.
Yeah, it's a gentleman's game, in which case it's lassos versus swords. So I'm going to go with the Cutlass team and say Pirates win.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
All right. Lions versus Packers.
I'm sorry, what?
No, that's not a real fight.
Lions versus Packers.
This is a Roman league. I've seen this before. I'm betting on Lions again every time. Every time.
They have placed wrong in this match.
Yeah.
Aren't they winning by like 300 pounds already?
Like anybody who works in a canning factory is pretty hard, but not like lion hard.
I have a counter argument. Packers! Woo! Packers! Woo! Right?
Yeah.
He makes a good point.
Yeah.
Andy?
I say unless the Packers are packing heat, the Lions win.
All right, Lions it is then. Dolphins versus Eagles.
Wow.
Age-old contest.
Everyone wins in that fight.
Eagles are.
But where would they live? But where would they live?
Dolphins.
Really?
Yeah.
They're the only other animal that has sex for pleasure.
What is that?
Bonobos.
Nothing.
Bonobos.
Eagles do it, eat
I
fish,
just wanted to
and
throw that
dolphins
out
are.
there.
Dolphins are not fish, they're mammals.
Oh yeah.
Andy, give us your final.
Gosh, okay, I'm gonna say the Dolphins are going to jump into the air, and the Eagles are going, hey, a good dolphin, and the Dolphins are gonna grab hold of them and drag them into the water and drown them to death. So Dolphins win.
Dolphins by a hair.
Dolphins by a hair, by a bottlenose.
Not to derail the whole thing.
Thank you.
Quick shout out. Most recent
I'm here all
donation
night.
is $1,000 from Mondo Tank.
Oh my goodness! Hey! Thank you, Mondo Type. Silent auction. That's
Perfect.
Lovely. Thank you for.
Thank you so much.
All right, Saints versus Redskins.
The Washington team.
The Washington team. Yeah.
The Washington
Saints.
team.
Yeah.
Saints.
The Saints versus the Washington team.
Oh gosh.
That's. I find that offensive.
What side do you want to be on?
I don't even want to.
All right, Andy, what do you think?
I'm kind of against both sides. If they're called the Washington team, if we're calling them the Washington team, and we're just going by the names and not what they used to be called, because that's nonsense what they used to be called. If they're called the Washington team sounds like some sort of nameless government body, like Black Ops type stuff.
Yeah.
So I think secret government organization versus who?
Saints.
Yeah, no.
Separation of state, Andy. Separation of church and state.
Like Third Street Saints, right?
I'm
First
gonna,
Street Saints.
First Street Saints versus the First Street Saints? I'm going First Street Saints.
All right, perfect. Vikings v. Raiders. Wait.
That's just them versus themselves.
I know.
So Vikings?
Probably Vikings.
Yeah.
I mean, they were notoriously peaceful. Raiders are actually like out there doing the raiding. Like Vikings were like.
Really
Vikings-
sounds like a toss-up.
Vikings did colonization, and they have the long game in them.
That's a good
They have
point.
the long game.
Yeah, long game.
They've also got problem solving.
Yes. Okay, that's fair.
And boat building.
Raiders are just kind of like all over the place.
They get a lot of penalties.
Andy, what do you got?
I'm going to say Vikings because Vikings are great, and they're also the Vikings. Raiders are this sound like the sort of glass jaw you have in the first fight that they put in just to warm up the crowd. So yeah, Vikings win.
Vikings win. All right, Chiefs versus Broncos.
Chiefs like motorcycles? Are they fighting motorcycles?
It's whatever we think it might be true.
Okay.
It could be the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Yes. It could be.
It's just like
they have a good
some
offense.
animals versus nuclear weapons.
Yeah. It could be the Chief, which is a mountain hike in Vancouver. It could be.
Yeah.
It could be that.
It could be Chief Keef.
It could be Chief Keef.
It could be Chief Keef.
Okay, so
Indeterminate.
So
So it's a tie.
Indeterminate.
You're saying they tie.
Tie.
It's a draw.
I say it's a draw. I
Okay.
forget what the other team is, but
It's
I
the
say
Broncos.
it's a draw. Oh yeah, okay, fine, draw.
Yeah.
They're all dead.
Patriots versus Giants. Because Patriots will fight hard all day.
But I'm putting my money on Giants. They can just like pick them up and
Nope.
get there. I've seen Shingeki no Kyojin.
I bet you David was a Patriot.
Oh.
Oh wait,
Like eventually, King David, yeah.
they come out with their slings and they're like, oh god.
But
But there was only one giant
it's
in that one.
handegg though, right? Like you
There's
don't have
multiple.
slings and handegg.
Handegg is a throwing in the
Okay.
robot game.
Storm giants, rock giants.
But my understanding is that in handegg
Frost
you're not
giants are
supposed to try to hit the other side. You're just trying to get it to somebody else so that they
I
can't
guess
take it.
all I'm saying is that a Giant's forehead is 100% crit chance.
Andy, what do you got?
Giants and what was the other one?
Patriots.
Oh, the Patriots. That. No, an allegiance to the country is no match for a giant. I'm going to say Giants win that one.
Tell that to David.
Beach hole. There's only one though.
You got two more.
Oh, two more.
Cardinals versus Seahawks.
Little birds versus big dangerous birds?
Who versus what?
Cardinals versus Seahawks.
Oh, but are they religious Cardinals? Are they just guys, old men wearing red robes?
Like a Seahawk sounds predatory.
Is that also plain?
You can cover a lot of ground in a castle.
You can't.
All right, Andy, what do you think?
I want to see a clergyman fight a raptor. But I'm going to say I gotta get the birds. Predator birds they'll tear you up. I'm going to say the Eagles.
The Cardinals.
The Cardinals.
Seahawks.
Seahawks
It is. All right. Actually, and that is it for Sunday's games. You all have your picks. Now go bet.
We're usually pretty good, aren't we?
We did pretty good on that. Usually it's like 50-50.
Actually, I think we're actually pretty.
Actually, we have done better in previous years, so it might be all right.